Morning. Who's in? Who's here? What have we got? Saturday, 2nd of March. Full day of Premier League. Loads of games a day. No early kickoff. 3 o'clock games. I think we've got 6 in total. Loads of EFL. Taking it a bit easy today on the EFL because it's gone a little bit. It's been rough last few weeks. Struggled a bit with the EFL stuff. So sticking with the stuff I really fancy in the Premier League is my priority today. Morning, Nicholas. Morning, Captain. Callum, Lee. First one's in. Numbers are ticking up. Good to see. Let us know you're here. Don't sit there lurking. Don't be a silent viewer. Get involved. That's what the pre-game live stream's all about. People getting involved, letting us know what they fancy. Today, Captain is right. Let's climb the ladder today. Straight up the ladder in the corners for Fulham v Brighton is where I've gone. Nathaniel, good morning. Where are we at? What do we got? We've got games going on at the moment. We've got Leeds v Huddersfield. Leeds are getting beat 1-0. And Cardiff are beating Bristol 1-0 in the Championship. Slow start in both of those games. But Leeds up against 10 men in the second half as well. Still can't get a breakthrough against Huddersfield. Still 1-0 down. I could do with somebody scoring another goal in that one because I've got them in a 1.5 goals. Callum's asking, are West Ham good odds in your opinion? That depends, doesn't it? It's West Ham. They're hard to rely on. So what odds are West Ham? I've took them as my underdog pick today. 5-2. Honestly, it's hard. You kind of back West Ham with any kind of confidence. I think at the prices, I would rather be on West Ham than Everton. Just looking at last week's performances, that performance from West Ham against Wolves gives me a bit more hope for West Ham. And I think at the prices, I'd rather be on West Ham. That's why I took them as my underdog, just on that pick, just on the odds. But honestly, it's not a one I would be massively confident in, let's be honest. Who else have we? Not having much joy with this technology this morning. Dropped out again. Yeah, I'll go through what I've got for Premier League games today. As I say, we have got a load of stuff in the 3 o'clock kickoffs. Got 6 games. We've then got a 5:30 game between Luton and Aston Villa. And I'll let you know what I've got in the EFL. For what it's worth, it has been a bit rough the last few weeks, but we'll see. So here we go. Leeds have just equalised against Huddersfield. That's 1-1. Lee has just called that one as well. Serial's in the chat. Good to see you, Serial. Yes, the first pick of the day from Serial. First half goals. Chelsea v Brentford, Villa v Luton. He fancies for first half goals. Lee is obviously here, so we'll obviously be waiting to hear what Lee's not going to work ACCA race for next week. Make sure you get that in. Make sure you share that. As I say, the big ladder I like today was the Fulham Brighton corners. I like Bournemouth corners tomorrow as team corners. And I've done some little doubles and stuff with that. Lloydo's in. Good morning, Lloydo. Says Leeds are ruining his ACCA. Leeds have still got time. They're playing against 10 men. They're now 1-1. And there is time for Leeds to come back in that one. 67 minutes gone. Don't rule out Leeds just yet. Plenty of time there left in that one. He's got Leeds, Liverpool, Leicester. So all the L's. Derby and Rangers 5-1. Yeah, Leeds are now 1-1, Lloydo. So you're not without a chance now. 25 minutes or so still to go in that one. EFL. What have I got? I'll put on a screen for a minute. I have put less stuff on this week because I've struggled in the last couple of weeks to get anywhere close on the EFL stuff. It's getting a bit frustrating. So I've taken a few little shots at a couple of 7-1 accumulators. Team totals there. Teams to score 2 or more. Leicester, Ipswich, Norwich and Mansfield. An over 2.5 4-timer. And then an over 2.5 6-timer at a bigger long shot odds. And I've got my over 1.5 goals, ACCA. I was sure I had Leeds in that, but I certainly haven't wrote it down there. It might be because Leeds was the early kickoff. I didn't include it on the bottom, but anyway, that's what I fancy. in the EFL. Make of it what you like. Do what you want, mix and match if you want, or just completely ignore it, which has probably been the best approach in the last couple of weeks. Premier League stuff's been far better. Nicholas is asking any total corners you like for the Fulham Brighton game. The line's set at 10.5. Over 10.5 is 11-10. You're getting a good price for 11 corners in that game. And then I'll be going all the way up as far as I can go. I think I've gone up to over 17.5 corners in that game at 20-1. So I'm playing it. And how I play, someone asked the question the other week about how I play the ladders. Basically for me, if I'm going with a ladder, I'll start off with whatever my stake is for the game. Half of it goes on that first marker. So that over 10.5 corners, let's say, for argument's sake, I was having £100 on that game. That's not to say I am, but if that was my stake, £50 would go on over 10.5 corners. If you hit the over 10.5 corners, you've got £105 back. You're in profit. The remaining 50 of the stake, I would stagger down. So it might be £15, £10, £8, £7. And I'd go down in terms of stakes as the odds go up. You may be finishing off with like a fiver on the 20-1 shot. But that's how I play it. I try and have like a break-even point where you hit that point, you've broke even, and then every corner from there is cash and profit, and build it that way. And that's what's worked for me. How you play it is entirely yours. Sometimes I recommend taking 2 steps at a time if you wanted to sort of break it down that way. But yeah, that's how I've done it in the past, and that's how I'll be doing it today. Lee has got his ACCA in. He's gone for Norwich, Portsmouth, Walsall, all to win, and both teams to score at around 55-1. Well, the Norwich one I've got down for a couple of goals today. I think Sunderland are always good for a goal as well, so quite like that part of it. Portsmouth, Walsall. I'll definitely tail that. Whether it gets me a week off work at 60-1, probably not. But you never know. I might get the Monday off. Sam, good to see you. And Luke saying up the Oldham. Have I got any predictions for Southend today? No, I haven't. I haven't looked at Oldham today, I'm afraid. Have you got any predictions, Luke? What are you fancying? I know you weren't happy with the result. Was it last weekend? I can't remember now. Nicholas is appreciating the ladder explanation, but that's how I do it. Different people might go different ways, but I like to have that break-even point first, which is the most important thing. Where are we at? Leeds Huddersfield still 1-1, and I'll just bring up today's fixtures because Callum's asking about Hull v Preston. I like Hull at the moment. Hull are in good form. Where are we? I saw Preston. That's a hard game, that Preston Hull. Hull one defeat in 6. Preston have no defeats in 6. Don't know which way I'd go. That's clearly why I've left them off my list today. But yeah, tough one. Let us know what you fancy though, Callum. I'm just going to load up the stats. I'll let you know why I fancy the corners in that Fulham Brighton game. So Fulham corners lately. This is Fulham team corners. 9-4-1. So they did have one stinker against Bournemouth, but even there was 14 corners in the game because Bournemouth got 13 there. 9-4-1, 13, 15, 10. That's just Fulham corners. If you look at match corners in Fulham's games, 19, 8, 14, 15, 21, 15. So last 6 games, 5 of the 6 have gone over 14. Plenty of good form there for corners for Fulham. And it's a similar story with Brighton. They've had at least 6 themselves in the last 4 games. They've had a 14, a 15, a 15 in terms of match total corners. So loads of form there for corners. Hopefully it will pay off again, but we'll see. We'll see how we go. Move that off the screen. Sam Wash is loving the graphics. It's a little bit basic. Like I'm working on it though. We're doing more, trying to do a bit more in terms of banners and opening screens and closing screens and things like that. As anyone who listens to the podcast will know, me and Malcolm on the sharpest tools in the box when it comes to social media and all of this stuff. But we're getting there. We're improving the YouTube channel all the time. We've got more and more content. More and more short stuff. Malcolm hit again last night with his little short video tipping West Brom to beat Coventry last night. So keep an eye on the YouTube page, because not only we've got the podcast now, we are putting out shorter clips to try and help out. So if you want to come in on a Saturday and you haven't got time to listen to an hour of the podcast, you'll find our best bets clip, which is about 3 minutes long, and it has all our best picks for today. So keep an eye out on that. Keep an eye out for Mal chucking out some random EFL stuff. Mainly, he's been good with the championship picks lately, so keep an eye out for those in the shorts feed as well. Lee saying he does the same with the ladder. Try and break even on the first one, take a couple of steps up, and 5 or a step after that. So yeah, different ways of playing it. But I think the most important thing is getting a place where you're comfortable. Because if you like the corners and you like the price of that breaking point, and you're confident you'll get your 11, then just make that your worst case scenario. Obviously, you can always go tits up. But yeah, that's what I'll be doing. Callum, yeah, probably good both teams to score. Hull versus Preston. I think that's probably a good shout. My other half is from Hull, so I have a little bit of an interest in Hull, though she doesn't pay much attention to them these days. I think she's far more invested in Newcastle, just because that's what we've got on the telly all the time. That's what we'll have on the telly at 3 o'clock today as well. Newcastle Wolves today. I'm not hugely confident. It's hard to be confident in Newcastle at the moment, but Lloyd has chucked the horse pick up if anyone wants to have a look. There you go. Serial. Not going to say I was right on that one. I'm not sure which one you're referring to. Serial. Crystal Palace corners. What are Palace like at the moment? 12 against Burnley last week, Palace. 12, 6, 1, 2, 11. Leeds Huddersfield still 1-1. Yeah, I've stuck the Palace Tottenham game down as corners, match corners. I've stuck them in a treble with my Brighton game and the Bournemouth game tomorrow. Serial seems to think that the season is already finished and Newcastle are not back in the European positions, but Serial might like to know there's still 10, 11 games left yet. Season's not over. Lee Smith has got Gordon and Semedo double booking. Could be feisty up against each other. Semedo's always a good one for a booking. Gordon was the thing with Gordon and Bruno Guimaraes is they're both 1 card away from their 2-match ban for hitting 10 cards, and both of them, you can tell, have been on their best behaviour lately. So Bruno Guimaraes had went 6 games in a row in the new year. 6 games in a row with the yellow card. He's now gone 7 games without. And Gordon's similar. Gordon had 3 yellows in 5 games, and he's now gone 5 games without the yellow card. I think they're clearly, because a lot of Gordon's were stupid cards as well. He was good at picking cards for kicking the ball away or arguing with referees and stuff like that. And I think he'd get absolutely hammered if he was to pick up a silly card for something like that. So I don't know. I'm not trying to talk you out of it, Lee. Gordon for cards generally over the season was good, but I think when it gets to that point where they know they've got a 2-match ban, I think players are probably being a bit more careful. Eventually, though, Gordon is going to get one. There's no way he's going to dodge it for the rest of the season. So that's not to say he can't get it today. I mean, the bigger problem is when Bruno Guimaraes gets his, because we haven't really got anyone to step in and take his place for 2 games. Serial likes Palace team corners over 4.5 at plus money, 11 to 10. What did I just say on that game? Team totals, Tottenham. Yeah, I think about why I went match total on there is Tottenham have gone 10, 9, 5, 5, 13, 8. Tottenham have got a lot of big numbers for corners and total lately. But they are giving up quite a few, Tottenham. 4, 6, 9, 14, 8. I mean, the 14 was Man City. But yeah, Tottenham can give up a lot of corners as well. So nothing wrong with that. Rubbles in, how we're doing. Lloydo is panicking on his Leeds bet. Stay calm, mate. You've got good 15 minutes yet, Lloydo. I'm saying that. What do we got? What's the XG looking like? Yeah, Leeds are ahead. They've still only had 2 shots on target. Plenty of corners in that one. 13 corners so far. Yeah, I've got Leeds in something on a team total pick for the early games, but still time. No need to panic just yet. Right, what we got? Anyone else fancy anything else today? If not, we'll probably bugger off a bit earlier this week. Or we might. I'll quickly run through what I've got for the Premier League this week in the early games. Where are my picks here? Brentford, Chelsea. I think I've went for Chelsea to score 2 or more, Chelsea team total, and I'm just not convinced by Brentford. I thought that result against West Ham was really, really poor. Brentford can definitely get involved and score some goals themselves, but I think Chelsea to score a couple here was where I decided to go. Brentford are conceding 2 or more goals over and over again. 8 of the last 10 games, they've conceded 2 goals. So yeah, that was my pick in that one. Everton, West Ham, I've talked about. I'll take West Ham purely on the odds, really. 5-2. Yeah, it's not a game I really want to get involved in massively. Serial thinks Everton might make things tough at home. Listen, Everton might win it. I just don't want to back Everton. What they've gone now, 6 games without a win. They haven't won since the new year. I know West Ham have only won 1, but it's enough. Plenty of draws for Everton, though, isn't there, as well? They do draw a lot of games. 4 of the last 6. So yeah, I'll take on West Ham at 5-2 plus 250. I'll have a little punt at that price. Fulham, Brighton, corners, get the ladder out all the way to the top. Easy money. Famous last words. At half time, there'll be about 1 corner or something. Newcastle, Wolves, I take the over 3.5. Every Newcastle game's over 3.5. 8 in a row. Newcastle games over 3.5 goals. Forest v Liverpool. I've gone over 3.5 again. Liverpool will continue to concede goals. Forest will always score. Liverpool will probably win it. Don't know, I think I've got a sneaky feeling Forest might get something out of that one, 2-2. Forest, what Callum's saying, would say Forest will get goals. Liverpool don't have the strongest team. Yeah, honestly, I think today, don't get me wrong, Liverpool have done really well to survive the injury crisis they've currently got. But there's only so long you can keep doing that before it catches up here. I reckon Diaz might be back, don't they, this week? I know Salah's definitely out again. That's the problem. There's not many players making it back. Obviously, Jones, Trent, Szoboszlai, I don't think are around. Jota's out a long time. Tough one. I think Forest might get something. Certainly make it interesting. Overs. Lisa, in EFL's been tough recently. Some of the teams at the top, Bolton, Derby, Stockport, Wrexham, been losing, so I'm sticking with your goals bets. So I've struggled even with my goals bets because a few weeks ago, League 2 was an absolute gold mine for goals. You could absolutely steam into overs all over the place, and then there's just a few of them went off the boil as well. So, of course, I'm forgetting we have team news out now. So, Lloydo's pointing out Nunes isn't starting. I'm forgetting we've got. I'm forgetting I'm on here at 2:00 instead of 11:30 in the morning. So we'll run through some of the team news stuff. Leeds still haven't scored. Liverpool lineup: Kelleher, Bradley, Konate, Van Dijk, Robertson. Strong enough at the back. McAllister, Gomez, Clark, Elliott, Gakpo, Diaz. I tell you what I did like, and it worked last week, was Diaz shots on goal. Someone, I think it was Benedict in the Discord, recommended this Diaz for shots on goal in the last game. It wasn't the midweek game, it was last weekend. It was a Chelsea game. And Diaz had 3 shots in the first 15 minutes. I think he had 4 or 5 by half time. So definitely worth a look at Diaz shots on goal. Don't need to be on target. Let's have a quick look to see what he is this week for 3 shots. Because Diaz, everything's coming through Diaz now. Yeah, they're not giving anything away this week. 4 shots is around evens. Not quite as attractive. Last week the prices were really good for Diaz shots, but not as interesting. Callum is worried. Divock Origi's going to cause mayhem for Forest, isn't he? That would be the ultimate kick in the bollocks if Divock Origi was to get the winner for Forest. Right, lineups: Newcastle, Trippier, Shaw, Botman, Byrne, Willock, Guimaraes, Longstaff, Murphy, Isak, Gordon. It's good to have Willock back for Newcastle. I would rather see Livramento starting over Dan Byrne, but I'm not surprised. Wolves without Hwang Hee-chan, without Cunha. Neto's the one, and they keep Neto quiet, and he got a chance. Werner starting for Forest. Werner starting for Spurs, I should say. Yeah, Werner. Werner's a good. I'd totally forgot Werner was even there. I know Richarlison's injured out for a few weeks. Werner will obviously get a bit of action. He might be a good one for, again, shots on goal, but definitely not shots on target, because he's always good to get involved. The only problem with that is he gets subbed early. I've noticed, I think it's Paddy Power have introduced a new one where if you have a player stats bet and your player gets subbed, his replacement carries on for you. So if you have Gordon to score a goal and he goes off in the 60th minute, but Harvey Barnes comes on and scores a goal, you still cash a winner. Nice little bonus. I'm not sure exactly which markets it's on, but I've seen that this week. I don't really use Paddy Power that often, but if you're doing stats bets, that would make it the place to go. What was I looking for? I was going to have a quick look at Werner. Werner shots. Bet365 don't even have them priced up. It's ridiculous. Let's look at Betfair. Player shots. Timo Werner. Timo Werner to get 4 shots, 6 of 4. Probably pushing it a bit, isn't it? I'm just looking at his bollocks to Timo Werner. He's barely had a shot all season. No, that's shots on target, that's why. He's had 1 shot on target in these last 6 games. 2, 2, 3, 5. No, bollocks to Timo Werner. I thought I'd have a quick look at that. Now that Richarlison's out, I thought Timo Werner might be more involved, but maybe not. Don't like it. I'm waffling today, loads. So I'm going to hang around for another few minutes and then I'm going to get off and make sure I've got everything placed. Lee Smith says, Werner wouldn't even get in the Burnley team, and that new Paddy Power super sub thing looks great. It's on fouls, goals, cards, to be fouled, and shots on target. That is good, because there's certain players who are good for certain stats, but they'll come off after 60 minutes. So it could be like, I don't know, Martinelli, for example, for Arsenal, it could be. But then he comes off on 60, 70 minutes, but you've got Trossard for the last 20 minutes or something like that. I'm going to have a look at that because, playing more stats stuff now, I think it's definitely worth looking at. And cards as well. There's certain players who they need to do what you're asking them to do within 60, 70 minutes, because at that point it becomes likely they will come off. So now you're getting an extra player coming in. That's a right bonus. I am going to have to look further into it. Eze, goal or assist, plus 200. Yeah, Eze is back today. See, I think with Palace, you've got to be a little bit, certainly opposing Palace, I think you have to be a little bit careful. I have done it. I've took Spurs in the handicap today. I've took it Spurs to win by 2 or more. But new manager at Palace makes things a little uncertain. So if you do fancy Palace to be a lot better, plenty of value there, as Serial's pointed out. Palace corners, Eze goal or assist. I do like that goal or assist pick now rather than taking a goal scorer. More and more often I'll take the goal or assist, covers a few things. Rubble's saying Saturday ladder looks decent. Bars top side versus an average side. Luton versus City was perfect. Yeah, hopefully. I mean, my day hinges entirely on this ladder. I will be sitting on the sofa, counting the corners in whilst watching the Newcastle Wolves game. Anything else when anyone wants to put up before I jump off here? Just another reminder, if you're not already subscribed to the YouTube, I'm sure you all are. There's only 13 of you here. It's all the regulars who are already subscribed, but we will be live tomorrow night at 10 o'clock UK time, 5 o'clock Eastern time, and we will cover the Champions League, midweek Champions League stuff. Keep an eye out for all the shorter stuff if you need it, or you want to get involved in any of the extra stuff that Mal's putting out on the short. Then keep an eye on that. Keep commenting, liking, and all of that lot. I'm going to go and pop down Lee's Acker for the week. He's going to come good for me 1 week. Got Norwich, Portsmouth, Walsall. I'm going to quickly type that down. Guarantee the week I don't do it will be the week he wins. And our serial says join the Discord, because there's always loads of chat in there covering everything, particularly across the European leagues. There's always some late night stuff thrown out over in the Mexican leagues and stuff like that. There's loads of stuff in the Discord. So do get involved in the SGPN Discord channel. You can always find the link in my profile. Don't be afraid to put your picks in there. Everyone is friendly. Nobody moans at anyone for putting a loser in. It's just putting your ideas out. A good place to be. The Discord to definitely get in there, as Serial says. Otherwise, that's it from me. I am going to do one. Go make sure everything's placed. And good luck if you're having a bet today. And make sure you join us tomorrow if you can. If not, listen to the podcast. Keep liking, reviewing, subscribing, commenting, all of that shite. And we will see you soon. I was going to say down the road, but that's Malcolm's catchphrase, not mine. Right. I'm going to play you out my little music with my little end screen, because that's what we do. Cheers.